Good morning. Yesterday I talked about all these different beliefs that hold people back, and in my experience in business. What I want to move into today, and if you need help with that, reach out to me and I'm happy to show you that, point you in the right direction for that video, okay? But if you already went through that, I promise that kind of the next day, today, I would talk about something else. How do you understand the beliefs you have? How do you understand where they're coming from so that you can take action on it? So that's today's video. I'm going to talk about where these beliefs come from, how to analyze them really quickly. You don't have to go to a psychoanalyst and spend years of therapy doing this. And then secondly, what's an action that you can take on them? So first of all, there's a 3-step method of finding out where these beliefs come from. Number 1, ask yourself, what have you heard about this belief? So if we're talking about money, what have you heard about money? What have people said about money around you? What did your parents say about money? Did they say it doesn't grow on trees? Did they say that they use the term filthy rich? Whatever that is. So you got to ask yourself that. And again, this can be with relationships, this can be anything. For example, how many people complain about their mother-in-law? Well, if everyone around you talks about how mother-in-laws are awful, that's going to give you a paradigm about mother-in-laws and about how they're evil on some level. And that doesn't have a bearing on reality, it's simply a belief that you have. What beliefs do you have about how hard it is to build a business, how quickly you can scale up a business? What is your belief about how much money you can charge for your service, how much, whether you're good at sales or not, or what sales is? All these things you need to ask yourselves, okay? So what have you heard about this thing in news media, wherever it is? Secondly, what have you seen modeled around you? So this includes news media or movies or shows. What have you learned about these things? News media typically informs us quite a bit. It changes our culture quite a bit and has a significant amount of power that way to influence and propagate its own ideas. So be careful with that. Where have you seen this modeled? Where have you seen it modeled at home? So again, going back to money, what did you see your parents do? Did you see fighting around money? Did you see people who understood it, people who didn't understand it? What did you see gads of money all the time, or did you see always a scarcity of money? What have we seen around us? And then thirdly, what have we experienced? This is a little bit more difficult than the other two. We got to analyze, what have we experienced with these things? What have we experienced with relationships? What have we experienced with money? What have we experienced with I mean, I gave you the list yesterday, but go through that list and the things that stand out to you where you go, wait a second, what is my value? Well, you can ask yourself, what have I experienced with my value? When I've put myself out there and tried to help other people, what was the feedback that I got? What was my experience like? Because that informs our beliefs. Now, once you have that doesn't say that these beliefs are good or bad. It doesn't say that they're valid or not. It's simply understanding where they're coming from. This is the next step. The next step is you need to ask yourself, what are the beliefs I want to have about this? If I want to see my own value, if I want to believe that I have value to offer this planet, if I want to believe that money is simply a tool, or that sales is another tool that I can use it for good or ill, but I'm going to use it for good and I'm going to be great at it. If you want to believe that you're going to be great at it, you got to do a number of things. I won't get into all of it today. I mean, I spend hours with people working on this stuff because it takes a little while sometimes. But generally speaking, I'm going to give you an exercise that helps you. This is the exercise. I want you to picture what you want. So picture somebody else. Look to somebody else. Who is it that you kind of admire in this way that they have this belief system? And then what I want you to do is start understanding how they act, how they think. Start copying them. This is the beauty of humanity, is that we're great copycats. And as we copy somebody, we start to learn those same beliefs. When we start to copy a system that somebody is using for business, we start to understand that system better. Now, there's a phrase that I'm going to throw out right away. I hate this phrase. If you like it, I apologize in advance. This is the phrase, fake it till you make it. And there's a reason why I hate this phrase. Because right in that phrase, if you're telling yourself, I need to fake it till I make it, you're telling yourself, I need to be somebody who I'm not. I need to fake. I need to be almost deceptive on some level. That's kind of where we typically go when we think about faking it. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you need to fake or pretend that you're someone you're not. I'm going to give you an example here, because you don't have to fake it. If you are becoming a kind of person, you can say that's who you are. I'll give you an example. My son is practicing the violin right now. My son is not He's not going to the Juilliard School of Music right now. He's 8 years old. He's picked up violin just in the last few months. He's simply learning it right now. So could you say that my son is a musician, or he is a violinist? Well, in some ways you can, in some ways you can't. He's not an accomplished violinist, he's not an accomplished musician, but absolutely I can say that he's a musician. He's learning his trade. He's learning something, he's growing in it. And that's how we use language all the time. So why would you not say about yourself that you are learning about this? Okay? And you don't even have to say you're learning. You can say, I'm becoming this person. This is what I say to myself all the time. These are most of my affirmations that I use. I don't say, I'm the king of the universe, okay? What I say is, I'm becoming this kind of person. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I'm learning that. I'm grateful that I'm growing it, because that's honest. That I'm learning. I'm a novice maybe in some areas, but I'm learning and growing. In the same way, whether somebody's becoming a business person, whether somebody's becoming a millionaire, whether someone's becoming a billionaire, whether someone's becoming, I don't know, a Fortune 500 company, whatever it is that your goals are, you can start to voice those in a really unique way that is completely honest. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to fake it. You don't have to do something deceptive to do that. You can say to yourself, this is who I'm becoming. And as you repeat that to yourself, you grow in that. So I'm saying, don't fake it till you make it. Don't fake it. Because when you say, I fake it till I make it, there's an internal core, a value that's saying, this isn't really who I am. Whereas when you say, this is who I'm becoming, you can say it completely honestly. It accords with the values that you have. You don't have to lie to yourself in any way. And as you do that, you're going to be growing into it, all right? So practice this. Even write out a few affirmations. But the statement that I want you to continually make to yourself is, I'm growing in this area. I'm learning. I'm grateful that I'm learning. I'm excited that I'm learning. Those kinds of things will be helpful to you, all right? Enjoy the process, and you know what? Make this a fantastic day. You have the ability to make this a great day. Choose to make it a great day, and then take the actions in order to do so.